I'm sure some of you saw this week.
You are definitely getting banned off Twitter.
That's so funny. I'm sure some of you saw this week that Elon Musk bought 10% of Twitter. Hey, before we get any further in the video, I just wanted to take a moment and ask that you like the video and subscribe already if you haven't, as it really is one of the best ways you can help the channel out. Also, be sure to follow me on Twitch so you can catch me live and join us in the chat, and follow me on TikTok for more random content and clips. Links in the description. That's all. Thanks for your time. Back to the video. At first, he expressed no interest in actually being a member of the board or actually making any decisions. It seemed he was posing it purely as a capitalist move, just to strictly make money, possibly even just to sell in the long run. People even speculated that he was just going to buy it, make it seem like he was going to do something, watch the shares skyrocket, and then flip around and sell them. However, after he made that purchase and those announcements came out, we quickly saw Twitter move forward with internal bylaws, I guess, basically barring Elon from buying a majority of shares within the company. So I believe he was capped. I don't know if this is the right number, but 12 to 15%, somewhere in there, I want to say. He was capped within shares, so he can't purchase any more than that. However, Elon then did join the board and at one point tweeted out, probably pull up that tweet. Yeah, he tweeted out, well, fuck, here we go already. Convert Twitter San Francisco headquarters to homeless shelter since no one shows up anyway. I mean, yeah, obviously. Now subtract crypto scams accounts from Twitter that constantly shows real people in everyone's feed. Everyone who signs up for Twitter Blue, i.e. pays $3 a month, should get an authentication checkmark. Blue already has a modifiable 20-second time to edit tweet feature and no ads. The Power Corporation's stick policies is greatly enhanced if Twitter depends on advertising money to survive. Interesting. Okay, but where's the tweet I'm looking for? Whether it's fake, I seen Truman Show. Jesus Christ, this is why no one should fucking hang on this man's every word. Are you fucking kidding me? And look at this, constantly being retweeted and shit, and people, oh my god. And like, yes, he's memeing, because this man loves a meme. He memes all the fucking time. He's memeing on everyone constantly, and they hang on it. It's so fucking, like, even this right here, this is fake. Obviously, because he used 69.420%, but like, I don't know. It's an old joke. It's an old joke. But where the fuck is his poll? He tweeted out a poll. Basically, I guess it's gone now. And it was a poll like this, and it just said, should Twitter have an edit button? And obviously the majority of people said yes. And then the CEO of Twitter retweeted it and said, answer carefully. This poll, the results of this poll will matter. So like, we're already seeing that he has pretty big pull within Twitter. People are fucking campaigning for him to bring Trump back, a couple other crazy things. It's wild. Obviously, no one knows how much power he actually has or what his role will actually be within the company. No one will know until further days come forward and we see. But we're gonna catch up on that whole situation and obviously get Hassan's take. I love Hassan's takes usually. So I'm pretty excited to see what he has to say. Maybe there's more information I'm not even aware of.
Now, yeah, I know, bro. I know. Twitter CEO Parag Agrawal just announced Elon Musk will be joining the Twitter board of directors.
Right.
Sweet, dude.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
I'm excited to share that we're appointing Elon Musk to our board. Through conversation with Elon in recent weeks, it became clear to us he would bring great value to our board. Yeah, great value, dude. I love the idea of a guy who routinely posts like 9gag posts to get all the soy-facing weird.
Literally just criticizing him for his fucking meme post. Like, I love this man.
To be like, oh, Pog, he's just like us. So I just want to say a couple things here, okay? I think Elon Musk becoming a major shareholder on Twitter, like the largest shareholder of Twitter, and then immediately being placed on the board is awesome. Why is it awesome?
Yeah.
I mean, it's devastating, it's terrifying, but why is it awesome? It shows, once again, how the system works, okay? That a board of directors is not actually, working on making the product better, making it better for consumers in any meaningful capacity. He is just, it's pay to win. Okay, it's pay to play and it's pay to win.
And that's kind of what Elon was saying right here, or even promoting. Like everyone who signs up for Twitter Blue, i.e., pays $3 a month for fucking Twitter, should get an authentication check mark. Okay, so you're trying to bait people into getting that check mark as if it fucking matters or does anything or means anything. I don't even think. I would wager it doesn't increase follow rates because there are plenty of smaller accounts that have check marks. That doesn't make me more likely to follow them at all. And I'm pretty sure that's true for the majority of people. Good Lord. These hiccups. Blue already has a modification 20-second time to edit tweet feature. That's ridiculous. 20 seconds to edit your tweet. Okay, I have to pay $3 for the privilege of editing a tweet for 20 seconds, and then after that 20 seconds window is done. That's dumb. If that's like one of your selling points for this service, that's stupid. And if your other selling point is maybe down the road I'll get an arbitrary checkmark next to my name, that's even dumber. Now this last one is the only thing of value, or at least some interest, and even it is an age-old dirty tactic in this era. And no ads. The power corporations dictate policy is greatly enhanced if Twitter depends on advertising money to survive. That's interesting, and that is true. Any business that relies greatly on advertising is kind of at the mercy of those companies, i.e. the Super Bowl and alcohol. I mean, one cannot exist without the form or without the latter, you know? The Super Bowl is 100% pretty much paid for by alcohol, or overwhelmingly so, and has been historically. But paying for no ads on Twitter, that is ridiculous. The idea of not seeing ads when I scroll through and having to pay for that on Twitter is stupid. Twitter's supposed to be a news site. There already should be less, if not no, advertisements on this, because its primary focus originally was to get news to people quickly all over the world instantaneously. That was the idea. It's been bastardized, obviously. It's gone more towards a social media route, but it is not legislated as one or treated as one legally. It is still treated as a news outsource, a news site. So like, while it's operating under those confines, this is honestly the way it should be treated and handled. So it's a dumb conversation to have anyway. Disregarding all of that though, paying $3 a month for no ads is fucking insane on something like Twitter. Already, okay, it's dumb to have to pay. The concept of paying for no ads, I hate it. It's stupid, and it's capitalism literally just digging further down the hole into like the shit pit. And like, I don't know, it's like that fucking shit on Ready Player One where it's like, we're gonna cover up as much of their VR screens as we can with advertisements, and yeah, that's what it's gonna become, you know, like your home screen will just have ads. Obviously that's an extremist, fucking hyperbolic, whatever, but dystopian as fuck. But my point is, people got used slowly to paying $1. Right? $1 for no ads for games. I feel like that is, as far as I use Twitter for something else. I don't even know what you're applying there, but fucking, what do you use Twitter for? But I use Twitter for keeping up with content creators in the news mostly, but fucking I feel like everyone could agree more or less that $1 for no ads is whatever. But this concept of $3 for no ads for news, that's gross, dude. Twitter was supposed to be free news all over the world instantaneously. Now it's slowly turning into paid news. It's turning into the problem it was attempting to solve. And that's just dumb. I mean, like, what separates you? If Twitter keeps going down this path of more and more advertisements, less and less features to a lay user as opposed to a premium user, we're just gonna get into the same section of like pay to see rest of tweet, pay to see rest of article, you know, and then people will just go elsewhere. I don't know what it'll be, but like, how many times are we gonna reinvent the wheel here? How many times are we going to run the same pattern with just a slightly different product, a slightly different service, before we realize that like it doesn't, like, people aren't going to do that. Like, that's, people walk away from the medium the second it goes too far every time. And like, I don't know, It just seems like such an arbitrary process.
As the average citizen have no power. You could literally make 1 million fucking change.org petitions and you would never be able to get a fraction of the power that a billionaire has. And it's wonderful to see. Like, he has no qualifications for it whatsoever. He's not even a good poster. And that's it. So my hope...
That's the other thing. Elon, as a businessman, actually not that great. He's done a couple of great things. He's a very smart man. Certainly smarter than me. Undeniable. Definitely a better businessman than me. Undeniable. But that's not saying much. I'm just a random fuck. That being said, I'm still going to criticize. Historically, if you look at some of his business ventures, they're not amazing. Like, people treat him like this flawless mogul that can spin shit into gold. But there's been a lot of downfalls. There's been a lot of, like, holes. There's been a lot of, him cutting corners, getting caught. Obviously, there was that whole story that came out a while back in one of his warehouses where he famously got in a lot of trouble because he wasn't following OSHA regulations. He, like, painted over yellow painted areas that had, like, lines for hazard, like, you know, like forklifts drive through here and shit. He painted over those a different color. They legally have to be yellow. Yellow is like the universal, hey, shit happens here. Be really careful in this area. He didn't like the yellow, thought it was ugly, got rid of it or painted over it in some way, and it ended up causing a couple of instances of accidents. Jesus Christ. Tesla had 3 times as many OSHA violations as the 10 largest U.S. plants combined. This is my point. People love to shit on OSHA like it goes too far and it's like too much and it's a pain in the ass. But the truth about OSHA is before we had OSHA, we had, let me show you what the world looked like before OSHA. Yeah, here we go. Boom. Here we go. This is what the world was before OSHA, okay? It was, hey, this is just some businessman. I don't even know what the hell's going on here. But when they built skyscrapers, you just had people walking around on these beams doing the shit they had to do, okay? There was no regulations. There was no requirement for harnesses, for elevators, belts. Just fucking literal just people climbing and doing stuff. Absolutely insane. Same with the Golden Gate Bridge. Just wild stuff. So OSHA serves an important purpose because you give them an inch, they'll take a mile. Like the reason we have child labor laws, like people like to bitch about, especially in Hollywood, like, oh, it's impossible to film. You know why we have child labor laws? Because when we didn't have child labor laws, children worked in factories because when they could, they did. There wasn't a rule against it, so they did, because that's how it works here. Well, technically it doesn't say you can't. And we do need it, so let's do it. Like, that's the reality of it. And since we've passed those laws, mind you, we've simply just outsourced a lot of our work to other countries where those things do still happen. So we're not exactly stainless now. If anything, it's dirtier now because it shows like an Americocentrism or what's the word I'm looking for? Definitely a Eurocentrism. This idea that, we won't dirty our children's hands, but we are okay with another country, especially, a third world country dirtying their hands and those children being subjected to it. Because, what choice do they have? It's better than the alternative. But yeah, look at this. 75% of the, oh, Jesus Christ. $236,000 in fines in California for Tesla. Oh my God, it wasn't very clear. That's fucking crazy. They produced less cars. They produced less cars than the majority of these other companies and plants. And they're paying so many more in fines. Look at all of these oh my God. 9 accidents which resulted in 22 OSHA violations, 7 complaints which resulted in 18 OSHA violations, 4 incidents in which 8 OSHA violations were found unrelated to a specific complaint. The above 48 do not include additional 27 which occurred at other Tesla and Tesla Energy-owned locations around the United States during the same time period. 1/3 of all violations across Tesla Ventures, which includes warehouses, retail showrooms, and Tesla Energy, were entered into the OSHA database for incidences in 2018 alone. Yeah, back to
however, is that he'll at least get Trump unbanned. So for people who are saying like stop using Twitter, it's a dangerous platform or whatever, like there's nothing you can do. It is literally the fucking town hall, you know? Cat's out of the bag.
I've heard a lot of people refer to Twitter as the virtual town hall, and I definitely feel like that's a good way to describe it. The toothpaste
bag in the tube. People are using Twitter. That's it. You know, there's no alternative there. Why is this terrifying? It should benefit you because Twitter has a problem with censoring free speech. Elon made it clear that he will solve it. Dude, are you fucking kidding me? We're talking about a guy who literally called someone a pedophile.
Hey, you're free. Okay, yeah, we're definitely going to get to that. But yeah, no, that is the most ironic statement ever. But yeah, this idea that Elon Musk is going to protect free speech is fucking ridiculous. This dude, like, how many of you guys knew about all these OSHA violations? How many guys knew that Tesla has been having OSHA violations pretty routinely for like a long time now? Because, you know, I would wager someone who's open for free speech and runs one of the biggest companies in the world more than likely would have that story surfacing a lot. But you couldn't roll your sleep? All right. Could you cut him? Yo, is OSHA bad? Is OSHA bad? Does it turn out? Did OSHA go too far?
Called one of the divers in Thailand a pedophile. Then the guy sued him. Okay, he had no evidence whatsoever and was able to defeat the diver in the marketplace of ideas, or not the marketplace of ideas. He was able to fucking literally win the fucking lawsuit by just showing up and testifying in court. That's how powerful Elon Musk is. He's not a fucking, he's not a fan of free speech. What are you, stupid? He's literally a fucking billionaire, dude. No billionaire is a fan of free speech. You mad, bro? I mean, guys, you can get mad at me all you want. Okay, nice straw man, buddy. What nice straw man, buddy? What?
I fucking hate. There is like this huge. It is so normal. I don't know. It's considered idiosyncratic to not suck Elon's dick, and that kills me. That absolutely kills me. The fact that we have a generation that is like anti-billionaire, anti-businessman for the most part, and fairly left-leaning for the most part, socialist or communist, according to, you know, a lot of news outlets. But this same generation loves Elon Musk, hangs on his every word because he's a memer. He could have dished out 23 million like nothing. Exactly. Like, just, it's crazy to me that people want to die on Elon's hills for him. And it's just like, dude, this guy doesn't give a fuck about you. Yeah, he's doing cool stuff. And space is rad. I'm a huge, giant, massive Doctor Who fan. You are never going to find someone who loves space, the idea of space travel, interplanetary communications, as well as interactions, more exciting. I dream of it every day. I don't want to do that at the cost of my home. This is the Earth. This is our Earth. We came from it. This rock is our mother, you know? Like, it's not worth it if we're still burning fossil fuels and doing it in a way that we're torching the ball we're launching from. I do agree that it's worth looking into, but until we sort out the Earth, it's really not worth looking into. Yes, we can learn a lot by going into space, but we've burnt too much wick, you know? Too much fossil fuels, too much other shit. There's not enough runway for us to go out there, learn, come back, and keep doing that shit without ultimately melting the whole ball. So, like, it doesn't make sense to me. So, like, yeah, space is cool. I just don't understand why it's a priority right now. It really shouldn't be a priority right now. Anyone who says they're environmentalists or like care about the environment and then also support SpaceX, you're really contradicting yourself simply just because it's not clean. It's not clean and it's not serving a purpose. In fact, a lot of them so far have been commercial flights, specifically serving no purpose. It is commercial.
This dude literally manipulated shares by posting on Twitter. This dude is not like, you know, he's not like an actual fucking fan of free speech in any meaningful capacity. No American or Westoid is like legitimately a fucking fan of free speech. There's like very few intellectually honest free speech defenders. You know what I mean? Most of them are just saying like free speech is when I defend values that I care about, like hate speech and being able to say hate speech without repercussions. And free speech is not about like, you know, whistleblowers, people who are leaking government secrets. Free speech is not about like the actual things that free speech is supposed to protect, which is like those who are challenging the pre-existing hierarchy that is dominating all of our lives. One that, of course, is capitalist.
You don't know.
And all of our institutions.
I don't know, dude. I think it's important to keep aware of this stuff, especially Elon buying Twitter. That is a big deal. That affects all of our lives. I mean, we all use Twitter. Did I miss the Spider-Man finale? No, you didn't. We haven't even started yet. I just started about 40 minutes ago. We're just starting with some just chatting.
Like Jeff Bezos buys Washington Post, and you guys are understandably upset about that. But when Elon fucking becomes like the plurality shareholder of fucking Twitter, you're not seeing that as damaging and as scary. What the
I don't
fuck?
understand how
say
people
you
don't
stand
understand
certain
that
billionaires and others and hate others, I guess. Yeah, I mean, free speech. Despite calling himself a free speech absolutist, Elon Musk has a history of retaliation against employees and critics. Yeah, free speech absolutists. Try to say some shit. Try to be a Tesla owner who like fucking, you know, talks about its product and how you don't like it. Free speech absolutist, dude. He's a huge libertarian. That's why, you know, right to repair, right? It's just like you're a dumb lizard-brained weirdo fucking got sucked into the memes, like the 8-year-old memes, and now you think that's actually great. Like you think he's cool because he posts memes.
There's a possibility you are not.
I love this song, dude.
Conservatives have looked at the anti-conservative bias that Twitter has exhibited very clearly over the last couple of years, and they go, you know what, Twitter hates me. I'm not going to get on it. But you might want to change your mind if something happens, because yesterday on this show we announced that Elon Musk bought a little less than 10% of Twitter. And so now the question is, will Elon Musk make it more mainstream, more down the middle, less to the left?
Well, he tweeted out, he said, do you want an edit button? And then he attached yes or no, his own little survey here. And I would say conservatives would say no, we don't want edit buttons, we don't want to be censored. But Twitter is known for censoring certain stories, and they're known for shutting you down if you're a conservative. So I'm sure this really freaked Twitter out.
Well,
right?
the whole idea behind an edit button, and Jack Dorsey has said as recently as 2020, he said we'll never have that, is that if you do a tweet and you misspell something, you can't fix it.
Like on Instagram, you can edit your post.
No, it said YSE.
Twitter, it's done.
Twitter made it very sure that you couldn't do that. In fact,
He
the
spelled
CEO,
both of them
after
wrong
he
just to troll
tweeted
people.
that out, said, he went on Twitter and he said, the consequences
But it
of
did
this
say
poll
on.
will be very important. Please vote carefully.
Would you remember that's exactly what Elon Musk said about a week ago.
Great idea, by the way, to run a Twitter poll, like one of the most easily botted. Like you don't even need incredible amounts of knowledge to be able to bot a fucking Twitter poll. Awesome. Yeah, bet Elon. Hey, guess what? Elon doesn't need an edit button because he could just go to court if he's sued for libel and justifiably and understandably sued for libel, and he could just say, lol, I was just kidding, and get away with it. So
I feel like this is a place where free speech is stifled, and it was a 70% of people who answered his poll said that it was, and he said, please answer carefully, this poll is important. Turns out shortly after that he went and bought the largest stake in Twitter.
He owns 9.2%. It's worth $3.5 billion now, and then Twitter stock surged 30% because of this. You know, he's an inventor, and he recognizes that free speech is under assault, and he put his money where his mouth is, and he has enough money to take over this platform.
Dude, I love Fox News. I love Fox News, who are like, there are bad billionaires and good billionaires. Bad billionaires are the ones that we don't like. Those are pedophiles. Good billionaires, on the other hand, are the billionaires that we do like. Those are good. They're intellectually honest and defenders of free speech. How do you not realize, how do you not recognize that these are literally all demigods? They are. They are basically demigods. They have the power of deities. Okay. Yeah. All of our institutions are defending them for the most part. Your arguments against fucking Jeff Bezos just.
Not to mention that, but we grow up within a system where we're all brainwashed into knee-jerk defending these people and the systems that stand these people up and continue to support them and protect them from us. It's ridiculous. It's honestly a flawless system put in place so long ago, and like, oh my god, it's so fucking frustrating. It's so frustrating. It's kind of what I was talking about with the people dying on the hill of Elon Musk. It's like ridiculous to see these people arguing against his mere existence and the concepts he's pushing all the time, but then they're blinded by it when confronted by him because, I don't know, programming or whatever the fuck it is. For whatever reason, they can't see it. They cannot see that what they are describing is personified in front of them in this person. And through the guise of memes, he's fucking wrecking the earth and just leaving it all in his wake.
First of all, I mean, you're just showcasing it. Like, it's not just about producing something that like the left wants. Okay. Yeah, I am theoretically in favor of government subsidies going towards renewable energy initiatives. Okay. But the problem in that situation is that they also need to, you know, have regular labor union standards, allow unionization to occur, have safety measures, not get sued into fucking oblivion for racial discrimination in the workplace. I don't know. There's like a lot of stuff there that's really fucking annoying. Not only that, but also pay a larger percentage of your fucking yearly revenue growth in taxes in the same way that the average American citizen does. I don't think that's a ridiculous expectation.
Electric cars to get us away from oil and gas independence.
And where did he move?
Or dependency.
Where did he move the company? He moved it to Texas.
Texas, yep.
Right, but and remember he was so brave. He said that extraordinary times.
He did pay taxes on Mega Law. I know he did. Okay, especially this past year. Elon Musk simps. I know. Okay, this is the wealthiest person on the fucking planet. Obviously, I'm very familiar with what he does and doesn't do, like deliver the Roadster or deliver the pickup truck or deliver anything really that he has claimed he was going to deliver over the course of the years, with the exception of like the Teslas that he has. God, Elon's so fucking weird and gross. It's so fucking wild. Okay, you don't make $1,000 million without working super duper hard and being honest and grassroots. Yeah, exactly. Most of the arguments that are in defense of Elon Musk unironically revolve around this, like, you know, designated marketing campaign that he has created where people think he's like fucking Tony Stark. That's it. You like literally think he's like a Marvel superhero, Tony Stark. He like built Teslas on his own. He like made all of that.
All like extraordinary measures. We need to be producing more oil and gas. So even though that's going to hurt his bottom line. He was a patriot saying our gas prices have gone so high, people can't afford electric cars yet. We don't.
You're a patriot now for saying gas is expensive. Like, the whole country hasn't been bitching about that since the fucking 70s gas crisis.
Have enough of them yet. So in the meantime, we need to produce more oil and gas.
Well, he's been a critic of Joe Biden's. He moved.
There was a pandemic that destroyed the economy, and you're upset about not delivering new cars. Wait, new cars? Are you fucking stupid? Was the Roadster pre-pandemic or post-pandemic? You fucking dumb Elon simp. Yeah, remember when Elon Musk started off by saying he was going to deliver a Roadster or do battery hot swaps, which, like, of course, never came to fruition. They moved on, or said that he was going to universalize the supercharger stations, and none of that ever came to fruition, with the exception of Norway testing it out, only because European countries have at least some level of consumer protection. Remember when all of that fucking happened? And like that all happened, of course, during the pandemic. It's wild. It's wild. Look, Elon Musk is, just like every other incredibly successful businessman in the United States of America, a con man. Okay, and when you're really good at being a con man, you can get to a level of legitimacy where you are no longer considered a con man, and you are now considered a titan of industry. That's how it works. If you stay at the lower levels and you're just fucking doing like MLM schemes or whatever the fuck, then you're just a con man, okay? If you're fucking over other people, you're just a con man. When you get to a certain level of legitimacy and you have an entire fucking army of lawyers and other people that you've hired underneath you, then you're no longer a con man, you're a business titan, okay? It's also fucking additionally hilarious that the government subsidies have kept, or the credit swap or the energy swap credits that have kept his company afloat in times where he literally was insolvent, okay? Like straight up on the verge of bankruptcy, when he was not delivering any fucking cars whatsoever, when he just kept lying and not delivering shit. He changed it up real fucking quick. What, $5 billion in subsidies so far? And I don't even have a problem with subsidizing renewable energy initiatives. It's just fucking wild that the guy who built every single industry that he has done, every single fucking vertical that he has targeted, is reliant on government subsidies, okay? Every single one. SpaceX is basically outsourcing NASA, okay? Privatizing NASA research. Built on the bare bones of NASA, built on fucking scientists that work at JPL. That's one. His the fucking solar panel business, again, built on subsidies. Completely and entirely built on subsidies. A massive failure regardless. Same with fucking Tesla.
Jesus.
That is how he has done everything. Solar City, yeah. Every single fucking initiative that he has started has relied on the government faucet, okay? And normally I don't have a problem with that unless you are literally also giving back, recognizing that this is important, doing a better job protecting your fucking workers. God damn. People saying, what about PayPal? Like the one fucking instance where he was also aligned with a fuckload of other like actually smart individuals is the one instance where like, yeah, it was successful. PayPal was good. Okay, there you go. Not reliant on government funding. You got me on that one.
To Texas because he does not like all the red tape of California and the high taxes, and there are no state taxes there as well. You know what? The reaction from Republicans was immediate. A number of Republicans, including Representative Lance Gooden, says he hopes Musk will protect free speech. He said the fact that the world's richest man chose to buy outright Twitter rather than develop a new platform shows Twitter's monopoly power. I'm glad Elon Musk is stepping up to protect free speech, but Congress must act to put the rest of big tech in their place.
I'm no Elon fanboy, but SpaceX is legit. The fact that the government uses it takes nothing from that. No, you're misunderstanding. What I literally use that as an example of like what I like, okay? Tesla fundamentally is something that I'm in favor of, okay? Solar City is fundamentally something that I'm in favor of. I am in favor of changing our money faucet, this government that is a gigantic fucking money cannon, switching it over from oil and gas, oil, fuel subsidies over to the renewable energy sector.
Yeah, no,
okay, so I'm in favor of that. So you're losing someone like me who's literally in favor of that. Like that's awesome. I that's what I want. That's the shit I do like. Okay, I want R&D. I want more energy efficiency. I want to be able to fund and find the best kind of fucking battery power on the EV side, like and just like renewable energy side in general. It's sick. I'm totally on board with that. Except Elon Musk just basically uses that money cannon for enriching himself and basically pumping up his already overinflated, overvalued stock price of Tesla, which is now, it's not a car company, it's actually a technology company, while simultaneously making himself seem like this like billionaire inventor guy when he's not, and not really doing anything that he's supposed to be doing, while shitting on fucking taxes as the wealthiest person on the planet. That is psychotic.
You know, he might be able to bring Twitter to the middle of the road, but what about the other stuff? What about Google? What about all that stuff?
Well, last night, Tucker made a point saying Elon Musk may have bought the...
What about Google? This guy's gone to something. He's on to something right now. This does make me think Democrat. I can see it. It's probably this. It's probably this carbon neutral since 2007. I think that's what they're talking about. It's gone too far. It's certainly gone too far. I can't believe that Google is out here just inhibiting free speech like a motherfucker and just getting people slanted so left. This website is so biased. It's crazy.
The largest share of Twitter, but he's also put a big old target on his back. And here's what Tucker said.
They know that like Google, like if you type in something on Google, that's what it gives you, right? Do they understand that? Like if you type in, you know, like leftist theories, you're going to get leftist stuff, and same thing. So if you type in like reactionary leftist, you're going to see reactionary leftists. So like as a right winger, that's going to piss you off and make you feel like the internet's skewed. Like they understand that. Like I know generally speaking, the internet's skewed one way. And that's because, joke's on them, the majority of the world is poor. And poor people tend to sympathize and agree with other poor people because most of us live to serve the overworker or the overseeing class. And that's just the way it works. So when the underclass all gets to talk, one thing we all agree on is how the system's bullshit. Like, that's just how it works.
Listen.
Let's be very clear. This is not a business transaction. It's much bigger than that. Elon Musk is a massive threat to the way things are. So, by definition, it will not be long before they are calling him a racist. You can mark your calendar. Tonight, there are Democratic operatives studying everything Elon Musk has ever said in public. They're preparing one of the nastiest campaigns of character assassination in memory. They have no choice but to do this. Restoring free speech to Twitter is the greatest possible threat to the people in charge. They have to control the information. If they don't, they fall.
It's a great point. It's not that Elon Musk is a conservative.
That's a great point. Oh, they call it news. Oh, they call it news. Oh, fuck. That was entirely speculation. What? Who? Who are you talking about? Oh. Oh, fuck me. Oh, God. I fucking hate Tucker Carlson, dude. This man is unhinged. I can't believe they say cut every day and they're not like, okay, Tucker, seriously, that was it. That was it. No more. We can't keep doing this, dude. Every day, we can't. It's no more. You had a good run, but this is getting out of hand. It's done. I cannot believe that every day they let him walk in. Is there a screening process as to why is he off the cuff? Fuck, it's like listening to an angry toddler who's overheard a bunch of political conversations just give his take.
Per se, it's that he's a free thinker.
Right. And first and foremost, in a normal world, you would recognize that a billionaire buying the quote-unquote public square would be seen as a fucking threat. In the same exact way that Jeffrey Jebediah Bezos, my fucking Lord and Savior, that beautiful boss of mine, bought fucking Washington Post. That's a threat.
Twitch.
That's literally a fucking threat. A billionaire purchasing a messaging software is huge. I remember
when Bezos bought
and every
Washington
single one of these
Post.
billionaires does this shit all the goddamn time. They have a profound amount of influence and power. But these goddamn idiotic Republicans that have no fucking, not a single fucking shred of dignity or critical thinking are calling that into question. Yeah, dude, he's good because he is a conservative as a billionaire. That's why he's a good billionaire.
That's what used to be. Twitter used to be an open field of free thought.
Right.
And now the blue check marks like groupthink leftists police that thought, and the corporate types at Twitter have been happy to enforce it. They pushed off Donald Trump. They pushed off a lot of conservatives. If he were to open that up, it opens up the conversation in America. And even if you're not on Twitter, it means that conversation, at the very least, is more even-handed, which was the point to begin with.
Right. There are a lot of observers in that space that say he's expected to use his block of shares to influence the company to a more open model with fewer content moderation measures. I think you, Pete, have been blocked by Twitter.
Yeah.
The former president of the United States, it looks like indefinitely blocked on Twitter. I think it was Kellyanne Conway. No, it wasn't.
Let's talk about why. I don't know why this asshole was blocked on Twitter, but our president was blocked on Twitter, our former president, because the retweets of disinformation, original tweets of disinformation, and probably low-key national security reasons, because that dude could not stop threatening war over Twitter, which is not the place we do that. Or no, there were so many times when the military was having to catch up with fucking Twitter, or people were asking the military about Twitter stuff. They're like, we've had no official, I don't know what that tweet is about. And it's just Trump at 3 a.m. So when you look at why these people are banned, the picture becomes clearer, right? Routinely misleading, routinely causing great damage, routinely possibly causing national emergencies. Those sorts of things warrant a removal, at least of the tweet, of the content. And if the individual shows a routine pattern of this behavior, certainly they have lost the privilege to engage on this private website, right? That's the whole idea, right? Private business, you get to decide who you serve, what couples you like, what couples you don't, whatever. The same thing's true on the internet. You may log in from your house, but that website is running on a server owned by someone, a company, an entity. It is private. It's virtual, but private. So if you can't play by their rules, you can fuck right off. And if you're mad because everyone uses Twitter, guess you should have played by their rules then, because that's kind of how it works in society too. You might want to live in the city. That's cool. You keep murdering people though, they won't let you live in the city, turns out. They'll lock you up and put you in a little box with a bunch of other people who've done other sorts of crimes and stuff. And you guys don't get to live in the city like everyone else. You guys don't get to have apartments or yards or cars or whatever. And honestly, it's disproportionately done and falsely done to a lot of people, specifically for the sake of preventing those people from living in society. Not because they've done anything that warrants so, but just specifically because some people find it easier if their life is just ran that way. If some people are just removed from the equation.
It was Monica Crowley.
God damn, that's funny.
Who wondered, she's former Treasury official, friend of this show. She wondered if Elon Musk would help unfreeze Donald Trump's account, given the fact that if you really want all the opinions out there, she argues, you probably should let the former president come back to Twitter.
We'll see. We'll see. It's very exciting, though, for people who are sick of all the censorship.
You're right, but the left has determined that speech is violence. You know, that's their argument on so many.
Oh man, I love hearing about the fucking. I love hearing about how the left declares speech being violence from a guy who literally fucking has an aneurysm when someone's like, hey, happy holidays, instead of fucking Merry Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, loving Christmas. Shut the fuck up, dumbass. Shut up. This conversation is so fucking stupid. If you cannot comprehend Elon Musk having a profound amount of power over Twitter, okay, after spending years and years and years talking about how Twitter is a fucking private company, but it's also the marketplace of ideas, or it's actually the town hall. It's actually the town hall. Like, I don't know what to tell you. You just literally are saying it's my guy in power, and that's why it's fine. And by the way, that is the honest American take on this issue. Free speech only fucking matters as far as you can manipulate it for your side. That's it. That's why Nazis regularly talk about how much they love free speech, but like Nazis are not notorious for allowing free speech to happen. It's just that they are using it as an opportunity to gain as much power and as prominence as possible, right? Until they can actually say, fuck free speech. We're not doing that. That's precisely why if you're a revolutionary black organization or a leader of a revolutionary black organization, God forbid a communist one, right? Like a Maoist third worldist one or whatever, you get fucking executed. But if you're the Klan, you get police protection at your rallies. Free speech, historically.
God damn, ain't that the fucking truth right there? Holy shit. Holy shit. The difference in treatments between Black Lives Matter protests and like a fucking White Lives Matter or All Lives Matter or fuck Proud Boys, whatever the fuck they are, whatever they're called, those gatherings, the difference in handling was insane, is insane. I know it's still happening. It's just not covered as much. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. And for people to watch the two situations unfold and pretend there's a difference, or there's not a noticeable reason why, is ridiculous, especially when a lot of the Proud Boys and right-wingers and those protests involve people showing up with AR-15s or fucking pistols with bump stocks and shit that look like rifles, and they're just walking around proudly. But like at the other protest, the minute someone shows up with a gun, shit gets out of hand because people get scared. How come people get scared there? How come people don't get scared there? How come people react that way there? How come people don't react that way there? What's the difference? Because I see one. I don't know. It's just fucked.
Will routinely, almost exclusively protect white supremacists and racist motherfuckers in a white supremacist and racist country, okay?
These things, so if he attempted to bring Donald Trump back, which he should, the target's even bigger on his back. But
imagine you work at Twitter, right? And you're a super lefty, and you wake up and Elon Musk now owns 4 times more stock than Jack Dorsey, who started the company. And you think, oh, he's going to
I'm sorry, Elon Musk actually founded Twitter alongside PayPal and alongside Tesla by the very same logic you are saying that he founded Tesla and founded PayPal. You know, purchasing stocks is enough to be a co-founder, I think. So
it's more in the center. If you work at Twitter, what are you thinking today?
Well, it depends on, I guess, what your politics are.
You should be happy about it, but no, you're not.
Bro, I can't tell if she's literally this fucking stupid or if someone, unironically, one of the producers was like, I know you're actually a brilliant person, but you have to play the role of a dumb bimbo for our audience. I'm sorry, call me sexist if you want. I didn't want to say anything, but her fucking feedback in a group of troglodytes, brain-rotted troglodytes like these two fucking dinguses, has somehow been literally so fucking dumb that it comes across as like out of pocket. It's wild, dude. How the fuck? What is going on? I do not believe she is this fucking stupid. I think that they are telling her to play this role. She cannot be this fucking stupid. So
or she just doesn't want to engage in the conversation.
Brain-broken troglodytes right here look like fucking geniuses next to her. Holy shit. This literally fucking, what's his face? Douche over here, douchey, says, what do you think super leftists think when they found out that
and then she says, depends on what your politics are.
And then she's like, well, I guess it depends on their politics. You didn't say anything. You literally didn't say anything. You just repeated what he said. You didn't even repeat what he said. You just took politics, like one word, and repeated that word. Look at this.
What are you thinking today?
Well, it depends on, I guess, what your politics are.
That was the question, dumbass. Say something racist. What the fuck are you doing? It's not that hard. Literally just say something racist. Say something transphobic. Like, well, I don't understand. It's so easy to be a conservative commentator. What the fuck is wrong with you? Conservatives need you, Hassan. Be the better commentator, Lamau. Dude, I could fucking destroy it, dude. I would kill it so fucking hard as a conservative commentator. It is so easy. It is so profoundly easy to be a good conservative commentator, dude. Oh, the other part about the Elon Musk thing was this one. Elon Musk got his wealth by being born into a family of apartheid South African emerald mine owners, scamming people with PayPal, and then the state for billions in subsidies, and is now using that wealth to buy shares in Twitter, all to make sure this won't ever happen again. This was Existential Comics who fucking posted, the government invested more money in Tesla and SpaceX than you by far. They have no voting shares because you sell off overinflated stocks to keep public from having a say in your publicly funded companies. Subsidies are a drop in the bucket. That article was pushed as propaganda to counter the IMF study showing fossil fuel subsidies to be $5 trillion a year. Even if the 4.9 billion was true, combined market cap of Tesla and SpaceX is 80 billion. Where did that 75 billion come from, asshat? Jesus, dude, market cap isn't what was invested. You put in like 70 million of the money you got from ripping people off with PayPal. The government put in $500 million. If you allowed that money to be vested into shares, they would own part of that market cap. No use arguing with a chimp. You're blocked. Elon Musk was so butthurt about this Existential Comics tweet that he literally went back in 2021 to an argument from 2018 and he replied to it where he said combined Tesla plus SpaceX market cap is now over 1.2 trillion, which means 4.9 billion is less than 0.4% of combined company value. Elon Musk is also butthurt from the last time he was like the villain. I said he was like the villain from Atlas Shrugged. That he went back and replied to a thread 3 years later. It just goes to show no matter how much you win at life, you can still be a loser in your heart. Is almost inspiring. For a detailed overview and deconstruction of Elon Musk's grift persona, from his family background to the lies about him being raised poor all the way up to Tesla and his reliance on state subsidies, see the clips and information in this thread.
Thanks for watching, guys. Follow me on Twitch to join us live, like and subscribe, and I will catch you later.